Simon Miller, the bored a-hole here, walking to the gym. Decided I want to try and get my 10,000 steps in, because, you know, why not? Don't want to be a fat ass, which is what this video is about today. And we've done a few of these before, and some people very nicely said they enjoyed them, so I thought we can do one here and there. And if you don't like them, you don't have to watch them, and you can call me an idiot in the comments, and that's okay as well. But yes, recently, I'm sure you know, and if you don't, there's no rule, no law, I wouldn't expect you to, I made my return to the professional wrestling ring after the pandemic calmed down, and they were opened up again, and I'll be back with you in a second because I have to duck. Welcome back. So yes, I made my return to the professional wrestling ring. I was very, very excited about it. But as we've talked about in other videos, I was only a few months off surgery. Therefore, I hadn't been able to train properly. I didn't look how I know that I could look, but I was like, I've had 18 months off. I really enjoy this. It makes me happy and warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. I would rather just go back into it and hopefully try and work out the body as we go. It was harder than I thought it was going to be, just because of some relapses, not the right word, we had post-surgery, which again, that can happen. And there are two specific incidences that have led me to today's video, which is what I was thinking about before I went on my walk to the gym. The first is during a match a couple of weeks ago, somebody shouted out at me when I am in my tight pants, which makes it all so much more worse. Simon, you need to do more cardio. You are fat. And you're like, okay. There it is. And the other one was a picture which I don't think I'm going to use here because of course now I've become very self-aware of it. It's not the right word, but self-critical of it. When somebody said, Simon, ties into the title of this video, you are in terrible shape. And I was like, man, I am not enjoying this at all and it sucks. Now look, the reason it affected me in the way that it did is because there is an element of truth in it. As I've already mentioned, I know I can be bigger, I know I can be leaner, I've been struggling to get there for one reason or another. And then yes, if you are going to wear the tightest pants ever, which is what wrestling is, it's going to make things look worse than they actually are, but that's not an excuse. So it bothered me. It bothered me a lot, to the point sometimes promoters would send me a message saying, Simon, can you promote this? Simon, you can promote that. But because I had become fixated on these comments, I was like, well, I don't want to do it. Because again, my self-confidence has been hurt and I'm a bit worried what other people are going to say. I don't want any more comments because they're not fun. Then I realised, fuck these people. Which is what I want to focus on today, because this is nothing unique to me. This is the fitness world in general. I don't know why it happens, I don't know where it starts, and it's usually people that aren't lifting weights. But it's such a strange thing because you dedicate yourself to getting in shape, be that with the gym, be that with the food, be that whatever it is. And if you get yourself in the best shape you ever have, but then you do, I don't know, your diet goes a bit awry or you get injured or life just, you know, becomes life and you can't keep up that physique or that presence, wherever the right word would be, when that person sees you again, they go,
what, you're not going to the gym anymore? What the hell happened?
And you're like, wait a minute, you wouldn't go up to a super duper obese person, well some people would, but they're massive assholes, and say, oh, you're really fat. You wouldn't do that. But when it comes to lifting weights, if you don't arrive in the exact condition that some people think that you should arrive in, people start to drag you down and people start to make comments. Now I get it, it's because they're probably not happy with their physiques and they would rather drag you down to hell rather than try to put you up on a pedestal. I mean, it even happened to Brock Lesnar. You know, into wrestling, Brock Lesnar returned to SummerSlam a couple of weeks ago and he was in a black vest. And okay, he didn't look as massive as he used to, but some people were saying to him too, he doesn't look like he's very good shape. I'm like, are you mad? You don't think Brock Lesnar is in good shape? Trust me, if you were stood next to Brock Lesnar, you would be in fear of this man. You would be terrified of this man because he's an absolute giant, and I bet he still has cardio for days. I bet he can still run rings around you. And it's kind of good when this stuff does happen, because when it does then trickle into your life, you can go, well, if it's happening to Brock Lesnar, of course it's going to happen to me. I'm just some random bald idiot. This made me think if it is happening on that level, it's probably happening on loads of levels. So why not have a little bit of a conversation about it and almost try to unite against these morons? It's not even about the morons. I don't even worry about them, but it's about how it makes you feel, because I totally get it. When you've been putting in all this time and all this effort and someone then drags you down, it almost knocks you off your pedestal even more, which isn't fair. It isn't fair at all. It's just something I think in general we should be able to have open conversations about and open chats about. I mean, to tell me that I'm in the worst shape of my life, I mean, it could be true. It's probably not. When I was 13, I was quite a chubby kid. I'm going to imagine that guy, although I did do a lot of football, a lot of running, so maybe I was. But yeah, if anyone ever says that kind of stuff to you, just remember that they are reflecting their inner being on you. That sounds way too hippy-trippy than I meant it to, but it's true. They probably have a bunch of hang-ups and they think to themselves, if I can sort of pass them on to somebody else, and again, bring them down to my level, it will ultimately make me feel better, but it doesn't. Because approaching life in that kind of negative way never helps you. You should always be looking up. You should never be kicking down. which oddly also kind of ties into people that don't drink. Now I want to make it clear whether you drink alcohol, whether you don't drink alcohol, there's no business of mine. But I gave up alcohol, we did a video on this, when I was 18, so a long old time ago. And, something I ran into constantly was people going, Billy, you don't drink, why don't you drink? I didn't really have an answer, I just don't want to do it. It's just not ready for me. A guy on a bike's coming, I'm going to take him out. And I soon realised what was probably happening was what's the right word to put this, but they felt, I guess, some kind of, not over-reliance, but reliance on alcohol. And so they couldn't sort of fathom why on earth I wouldn't want to be drinking, because why else would it bother you? I'm not stopping you drinking, and I think it ties into this stuff as well. If you've got someone that's never been to the gym in their life and eats what they want, and then they see someone that is going to the gym and is someone that is, got their diet on point, or so it seems, but they don't think they're in their best shape ever, they can say to themselves, well, this means I don't have to go to the gym. It's a strange thought process, and I'm sure that 99% of other people would see this picture in question and they go, Simon, you just look like what you always look like. I know I can do better. And this ties into that damn dangling carrot that I mention in all my videos, to the point of saying, when you mention the dangling carrot too much, the dangling carrot is important. Because no matter what you want to do, even if I woke up tomorrow, and you remember Big, the movie Big, where he gets a Zoltan machine, whatever the hell it is.
Make my wish. I wish I were big.
And he wishes to be big. Even if I found one of those machines and said, I want to be 6'4", screw that, and 240 pounds, and I was, then want to be 6'6". You'd then want to be 260. You'd then want to be something else. You'd want to do this, you'd want to do that. Because that's just how it works. You always want what you don't have, which kind of ties into another point, in that we should all try and pat ourselves on the back and be more prouder of our achievements, because then hopefully that will then push us on to something else. But I think having these kind of conversations makes it more normal, and I think that helps brains too. And no, I didn't like it. I don't like being called fat. When I'm doing cardio every single day to try and get my wind up for wrestling, and when I'm slowly trying to get my size back as well, and I guess I'm in the kind of middle ground, am I bulking, am I cutting, I don't know right now, so that's probably something I do need to focus on. But yeah, all that effort, it's like, you think to yourself, I'm just going to go home and eat ice cream, I've got to go home and eat burgers. And even if you did do that, after a few days you'd be absolutely sick of it, because the whole point of a cheat or a treat meal is that it feels exciting, it feels fun. Like if you went on a roller coaster every day, even if you're the biggest fan of roller coasters, after a while it's going to die down. Although that may not be true. Dude scared the life out of me with his bell. Probably caught that on camera. To the point I can't remember what I was saying. Roller coasters. I was about to say, if you love roller coasters but you go on roller coasters every day, you may not like them after a while. But I'm literally going to the gym, I'm coming back from the gym now, and I love the gym. And I've always loved the gym, and I missed the gym when I was injured, so that's probably not true. But yes, I totally get it. The worst shape of my life somebody told me I was in, and that kind of sucked, to be completely honest. But rather than sit on it, and rather than dwell on it, I thought, let's talk about it. Why the hell not? Also, it's made my trip to the gym there and back a lot easier than it would have been otherwise. Not that it's that hard, it's just walking through nature. Although a bike guy over there, honestly, you know that feeling, someone gives you a jump, like you get a jump scare in the movie. My adrenaline's going to be up for the day now. I'm not going to sleep later, and it's going to be because of Ding Ding Bell Man. Or they're talking of Ding Ding Bell Man, hit the notification bell. Right, I've just noticed the camera battery's about to die, so that's a great way to finish this off. If the video just cuts off, it's because the battery died. I had nothing to do. But please do like the video, share the video, subscribe. Again, click the bell, ding ding. Should be another video on the screen. Give it a click. Otherwise, Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, Greg Doucette's Power 13 cookbook, which I'm in. Cameo, if you want me up here going, oh, happy birthday. All this other nonsense. It's all in the link in the description below. And more importantly, if you do want more videos like this, or you don't, let me know. I'm going to walk to the gym most days. I always have something to say. It won't take the place of the other videos. It would be an extra one. So that may be something you want to see. It may be something you don't want to see. I don't know. This time, I'm just going to duck under the craziness, because I already know with this camera, if I stop recording and then start recording, battery's gonna die. Kind of just walking on the edge now, almost tempting this battery to, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna finish the video. Don't let the bastards get you down. That's the point. Don't let the bastards get you down. You do you. You're only in competition with yourself. And look, just to kind of wrap it up, it's also why when you go to a bodybuilding competition, you really need a judge. Not a judge, sorry, you need a trainer to judge you, because you can't judge yourself. For all the things that we've just talked about, you're always going to see the worst, but every now and then take a step back and try to see the good, because it's definitely there. See you soon.